As an engineer, I really want to build new and impactful technologies.
As an engineer, I would like to use technology in order to help marginalized communities.
Electrical and computer engineering is at the heart of actually almost all modern engineering systems. We work not only on understanding and making the next generation electronic and electrical devices, but also the next generation computers, computational equipment, communication equipment. We are engaged in a discipline that's so fast moving. The human need for these type of technologies is so high, especially as you think about self-driving cars and future of transportation, future of energy, and this is the field that is at the heart of all of this. Electrical engineers largely focus in what I will call as applied physics. They are involved in the creation of next generation devices, whether they are computer chips, whether the next generation optical devices such as lasers or displays, microphones, sensors, RF communication systems, antennas. Computer engineers, on the other end, learn how computers operate. They understand how to program, and what is the architecture of computers, how they are organized essentially, how to make computing more efficient moving forwards.
With electrical and computer engineering, it's a lot of new information that's constantly evolving, and your classes are kind of supporting that.
In terms of the teaching and the curriculum, we basically have both electrical and computer engineering as two specialties, but you can also do a combined specialty or a combined major in electrical and computer engineering. You can do electrical engineering and physics, electrical engineering and music. We have a very interesting combined major there. And there are many more. There is a minor in data analytics, there is a minor in bioengineering, there is a minor in robotics. The students have essentially a flexibility to pick topics that really interest them as they go through the curriculum. What we want to create is next generation electrical and computer engineers who are able to handle all kinds of problems in these areas.
One of the things I'm always really excited about is working with undergraduates in my research. We span a lot of areas. You've got faculty who are working in machine learning and signal processing. You've got faculty working in robotics, in sensors and materials and microsystems, and the applications of their work kind of go from healthcare to communications technology to really anything you might touch on a day-to-day basis in the electrical world.
The classrooms and the labs that are in ECE are particularly designed in a manner that the students, while they have their lectures going on, they can actually work on their labs at the same time. So it's a real-time experiential class as opposed to the lab being separated from the lecture. The faculty have fantastic research labs that are equipped with state-of-the-art equipment in their areas, which means that our students have unique opportunities to go and work in various topics of interest, working on the very latest generation of equipment, topics, and exciting research challenges.
Getting involved with research early puts students on a very different trajectory in terms of their education. It opens up possibilities for them in terms of their co-ops. It opens up possibilities in terms of postgraduate education. The earlier that they get involved, the more opportunities are available.
You get to see how researchers in engineering frame problems and how they carry out that work. And I think one of the most important things for undergraduates is you get to apply the material that you're learning in class. You get to see exactly where the models work and sometimes where they don't work. And that really gives you a sense of how engineering takes place outside of campus.
People who are interested in research have the ability to do that at Northeastern just very early like I did. That's one of the really amazing things about Northeastern is there's just so many opportunities for undergraduates at all stages in their career.
I did research with Dr. David Cayley, who's in the electrical computer engineering department here. Amazing, amazing mentor. I worked with him in parallel computing and he taught me how to use a supercomputer. So using a supercomputer as a freshman year fall semester, that was just such a crazy experience, and I feel so fortunate to have been able to learn so much from him and just learn more so how university research works and what you can get out of it.
So my global experience that I found very rewarding was doing a Fulbright Canada My Tax Global Link program at the University of Toronto. I was able to create 4 experiments during my time there and implement each one of those. Just having the ability to work with international faculty and visit a campus so far from home kind of showed me how research occurs in different, very different environments. And I think in the future, that's definitely something I'm really excited about. The summer after that, actually, I was working with Dr. Cayley at the Protect Center on campus, which identifies preterm births in Puerto Rico. And I was working on the data science side of things there. I was able to work with another student in the lab, and we ended up presenting the paper as co-authors at the IEEE Undergraduate Research Conference at MIT, which again, I think just having that experience of attending a conference and being able to present before my sophomore year of college was just a really cool experience.
This experiential education really is unique, and Northeastern does it better than anyone.
It was definitely a big plus when I was applying. Knowing that you're going to get that experience that's going to be extremely useful after you graduate.
I knew kind of the direction that I wanted my career to go in, but it's impossible to really make an informed decision unless you've been in that environment and you know what it's like, not just in the classroom, but in practice. I ended up doing a co-op at Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital in the Inspire Lab, which is a lab that works on spinal cord injury. What we were doing is looking at different treatments to allow nerves to hopefully regrow and to allow people with partial spinal cord injuries to walk again. I had this moment when I was on co-op. I was working late in the lab one night processing data, and I just had this thought that, wow, I could do this forever. I love feeling like a scientist, and it just removed any uncertainty I had in my career, which is an experience that not a lot of people get to have. I was very excited about that. It's something that I'm going to remember forever.
I did my co-op at Medtronic. So I am a XR software engineer. So I work on mixed reality applications surrounding Medtronic's new surgical robot. You can really see what you like to do, because you might like making games at home, but you don't know what making software on the job is until you try it.
You learn how to manage your time, you learn how to schedule work to meet a deadline, you learn how to communicate better both in terms of presenting material and writing. You learn how to work in groups with different strengths.
It's more than just engineering and technical training. Students come back with a much deeper understanding of what the real world is. And so it allows for students to be really very focused once they're back in terms of their own learning at Northeastern. Like all engineering departments, we also have the final year capstone project or class, which really culminates the whole learning into a practical project where a student's team really pick on a project and then try to solve it. They start from zero and they build the whole system from scratch. So capstone comes in 2 courses. The first one is the planning phase and the second one is the execution phase. At the end of that capstone period, they will actually have a whole day of capstone competition. So all these groups actually present and bring their demos to the room. We have external judges who come from other institutions or companies. This is the day of celebration. The capstone event is one of the nicest events that happen in the year.
The professors in the ECE department have been so encouraging. I've just found them to be so understanding, and it feels very much that this is a place where we're here to learn, and it's not just about how well you can do on an exam.
I think the professors in the ECE departments are just experts in their fields that want to share their knowledge and they want to support you as a student. They're always happy to talk to you about their work and help you understand more about a topic, even if it's not something you've covered in class at that point.
We also have some very exciting clubs such as the Electric Racing Car Club, Robotics Club, Wireless Engineering Clubs where students design all kinds of wireless and RF systems. The IEEE is the largest society of electronic engineers and of course computer engineers. We have the Honor Society from IEEE, which is the HKN Society.
So a lot of the clubs that I'm in are the cultural, academic, and professional development organizations, the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers, and the Black Engineering Student Society, as well as the Society for Women Engineers. It's just been a lot of focus on welcoming new members, building this space where you can have people who are within similar discipline of engineering, computer science, all things STEM, and also have a similar cultural background to you. And we just really want to have a community where you can ask us any questions that you have. We're a support system for you here.
These are wonderful places where they get to engage with each other. They build a lot of community and friendships that could probably be lasting well beyond their time at Northeastern. The discipline of electrical and computer engineering is a very exciting field with lots of innovations that are just in store right around the corner. I would recommend to you that you please take a look at our department, our web pages, and look at all the exciting research and innovations that our faculty in the department are engaged. I look forward to welcoming you in ECE department in the coming year.
When I think of the Electrical and Computer Engineering department, the word that I think of is encouragement.
Innovative.
Exciting.
Amazing.